Welcome back to Worship Guitar Lab. Today we were talking pre-delay on a reverb pedal. That's right, we're back talking about reverb once again because reverb is such an amazing tool in your toolkit for playing worship guitar. It can add atmosphere or a sense of space that when used properly can really make or break your tone on a song. We love lots of reverb, but when you start to use a lot of it, it can really start to cover up your attack on a song and get in the way of your notes. Let's take a second to talk about timing. When your guitar signal hits that pedal, the reverb pedal within milliseconds is generating reverb, right? Sometimes in complex passages or lots of notes at once, that can start to work against you just a little bit when it comes to your tone and your attack. But what if there was a way to delay your signal so as soon as you play a note, instead of it happening immediately, you could just offset it just a little bit? That's where pre-delay comes in. If you take a look at most digital reverb pedals these days, they usually have a knob or a setting called pre-delay. So what that's going to do is when you play that note, that signal is going to hit it and it's going to wait just a second before the reverb actually kicks in. That's hugely helpful. That way your note leads the way, you hear it cognitively, and then the reverb forms after that, creating a really nice effect where you still hear the attack of your note, but then you also get that ambience on the back end. Okay, here are a couple examples of exactly what I've been talking about. You notice when the signal hits the pedal, it'll immediately start generating reverb. So to prove the point, we're going to exaggerate it. We're going to bring the pre-delay all the way up. So now you'll notice this giant delay from when I hit the note to when the reverb starts. So yeah, that's obviously way too much, but it proves the point. I'm keeping the signal pretty clean just so you can hear the effect, but in a moment I'll go ahead and turn on everything so you can get the full version. So as you can imagine, when it's a quieter song and there's not a whole lot of notes going on, if it's a little more sparse, this isn't as much of an issue. But as you get into more complicated phrases and more notes, it's going to become more apparent that the reverb is sort of covering up your attack. Okay, so this is with no pre-delay. This is pure reverb happening immediately after the signal hits it. So here it is with all the reverbs and delays and all the drives turned on. So it sounds good, but the reverb, as I play more complicated notes, starts to encroach on the attack just a bit. So in your bedroom it might sound great, but once you're with a full band, that's really going to be a lot of effect for your guitar to really cut through the mix and shine through. So what we'll do is make a slight adjustment. We'll just bring the pre-delay up just a bit so that our attack can cut through before the effect starts. All right, here it is with about 25% pre-delay. You can hear the attack coming through, then the effect starts. You can kind of hear that initial punch and then the kind of dissolving of the reverb. So you notice a lot more clarity in the attack. You can hear what notes I'm actually playing before the effect starts. Well, that about wraps up pre-delay. I hope you enjoyed that and you got some value from it. Until next time.